You have spared us so far from the ravages of the hurricanes, and so we are thankful. As we are about to start blessing and help that blessed, and everybody will understand and make the right decision come next Thursday. In Jesus' name, amen.
Five more days. 5 more days will demonstrate, the people of Montserrat will demonstrate that we know the difference between fact and fiction. 5 more days for the people will demonstrate the difference between practical plans and pie-in-the-sky promises. 5 more days before confidence in the people of Salem and Montserrat will be vindicated, that they'll be able to choose the right people to take us through the next 5 years. So in 5 more days, that decision will be made. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome again to our Salem meeting. We thank God for the showers of blessings. To our Salem meeting, and when we come to Salem, our meetings are not as the other meetings. We always have something special for you. Tonight, we're going to have our little preacher as usual, and then we are going to have 2 speakers who are members of the other parties who will be coming tonight to endorse. Look forward to that. Ladies and gentlemen, before we get into the main speakers, we are going to ask Mr. Clarence Graves.
Good night, MCAP party. Good night, Salem. As Cupid said, we are just 5 from the general election. And this will be our last meeting in Salem. So we are just coming to tell you to vote right. There is absolutely no reason for change. The government have done very well. All things considered. Done very well. Remember, and Charles always said, let's read first 2 I should say, by the COVID, and they had to manage the country and try to save lives. That was the most important thing. And they did it well. Every person who was unemployed during the COVID situation got $2,700. No one was laid off. Full salaries under this government. They were working on big, like getting the hospital and getting the port going. Government. First time in history, this government paid everybody's electricity bill. That's the only time that has happened. Not only that, this government gave vouchers so that they could go to the supermarket and guess what? All the supermarket owners, every one of them were happy. Every single. Not only that, this government raised the salaries of all public workers. For the vying for the election this time, who were leaders of this country, didn't raise. Matter of fact, he cut salary, cut pensions. So when they come, let them talk about that. But you know, the thing that really impressed me about this salary increase, that all the work at the bottom, the ones who work at the house, do all the cleaning, the toilets, and do all the washing and other government buildings, every one of them who were working for less than $2,000, every one of them got a 26% rise. That never happened in the history of every single person who is on welfare benefits, the ones who get the $900 a month, every one of them got their electricity bill and water bill paid every month. No other government has ever done that. So this is a good government. Not one. And so, ladies and gentlemen, the truth is clear. In the sky promises. A leader came back from England one time and says that he has who will bring in a ferry for less than half the cost of the one that we use for St. Patrick's. All of a sudden, he changed his mind, and now he's talking about a ferry out of Barbuda. And I remember during the Salem reunion, the premier said that Ruben sent him with a boat from Barbuda that they retrofitted with 35 seats, and the rest was a cargo. Same is a sister to the boat that usually brings the cargo, and that is his ferry. Then he changed again when he went to England again and said that he has investors that will bring twin otter planes. Nothing ever happened. And if you notice anything, every one of the promises is after the election. But now that failed, and now he's coming back to say now that he's going to get twin otters for Niger. So you can't believe anything this man says. Then he goes on to say more promises. The only thing that he didn't promise was to rain manna from heaven. He said he's going to build 120 at Little Bay. Lord of mercy. For $60 million. Anybody, any investor in the world is going to spend $60 million to put down a 120-room hotel. When our access situation is not fixed, how are they going to get the tourists in and out of Montserrat? So that is another pie in the sky. Then he goes on to say that he's going to restore Air Studios. When that fails, build some resort for Chelsea down at Fox's Bay. Promises, promises, promises. And then the last one now, he said he's going to give half of his salary every month. Lord of mercy. We saw that movie already. A certain leader promised that years ago, and he waited until when all the money built up in the treasury and broke the treasury 1 month. That is another pie in the sky. We can't take anything that Ruben says. The man does not tell the truth. All right. And so, ladies and gentlemen, we have to make the comparison between the parties and between the candidates. And any person who is not conceited have to come to the conclusion that the MCAP candidates are by far and away the best in this race. When you compare our women candidates, compared to the UA candidates, Lord of mercy, it's like chalk and cheese. And I must tell you, if you're a woman and you're running for elections, you have to make sure that you have to, I'm choosing my words very carefully, that you try to be a mentor to young ladies. All right? And all I would say about that is that at least one of those candidates in the UN need a character makeover. That's what I would say about that. There's another one who wants to say that she's going to do every good thing for Montserrat. and she can't even take care of her boys. The boys walking on the street with their head high in the air like they're lost. But you can't look after them, but you're going to look after me and look after Montserrat. So that's one. When you compare even the ones in the other party, one of them, Miss Mulcair, I never hear anything like that in my life. She made some promises that we know and everybody know. That is pie in the sky. She said that she's going to give raise of salaries every year. She's going to spend money. Every civil servant going to get allowances. You're going to give allowances for this and for that. And when one economist calculated all the promises that she made, the economist concluded that it would take between $6 and $8 million. That $6 and $8 million in more money than the money that is allocated to the whole Ministry of Agriculture. Just that one candidate. So we know that all those promises are pie in the sky. MCAP will not make false promises. You have seen us in action. You have seen what we have done, and you know what we can do. We presented our manifesto, and the fact is, we are the only party with a program. They haven't presented anything, just a whole pile of pie in the sky. So, ladies and gentlemen, the choice is clear. On next Thursday, we have to keep this government in office. They're a good government, they're a caring government, and they have started some good things. They have started to build hospitals. For many years, we've been asking for a hospital because our hospital is in a retrofitted school in St. John's. That's our present hospital. And we've been asking for a hospital for years. Now, the MCAP government has delivered, and we are now building a hospital. I thought I would hear the horns. We are building a hospital. For years, we've been saying that we need a port, a proper port, that the tourist boats could come in. Every year when the water is rough, the tourist boats just come in and they're gone because they can't come ashore because we don't have a proper port, we don't have a proper jetty. This government is building a proper port facility, and from next year, those tourist ships will be able to dock alongside the new jetty. So they're working on big things. We are working on geothermal. Dr. Sammy is working on that. Dr. Sammy, being the scientist that he is, he went all the way to Iceland to check out the geothermal situation in Iceland. You know, Iceland has a lot of volcanoes. And Dr. Sammy went there to look. Dr. Sammy went to Colombia, where they have geothermal energy, and even New Zealand. Dr. Sammy had scientists in here from New Zealand. For 5 long years, the geothermal wells at Corkhill and at Fry's Bottom remain shut down. The PDM government did nothing. Dr. Sammy went and got the scientists and got the engineers and reopened those wells that everybody could see that we have energy, and we are working on it. And in a matter of time, a matter of a year or two, we are going to see big progress down there. So this government is while they're talking and talking nonsense, this government is working on big things. And so, ladies and gentlemen, come Thursday the 24th, we have no other choice but to keep this government in power. There is absolutely no good reason for changing this government. So what we want you to do. So here what we want you to do. Every MCAP supporter, you need to talk with your family members, your friends, your co-workers, and make sure that you get them to the polls to vote for MCAP come next Thursday morning. And we want to vote early. Use your phones. Use all your contacts and make sure that when the votes are counted on Thursday night, we'll have a resounding victory, that MCAP will be returned with an overwhelming majority. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Karens. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear a little applause for man Karens. Right? Right. The next person I'm going to introduce to you, it's somebody who started his political career quite some decades ago. And in those days, he was considered a David going up against a Goliath. He represented the Northwestern constituency, which was a bit of Salem, from this road back, all the way through to St. Peter's, to Cudjohead, and somewhere beyond. And David, defeated Goliath. Tonight, it's my pleasure to welcome to the podium the Honorable Minister of Education, for a week more, Mr. Charles Kernan.
Good night, sir. 33 years ago, my political career in the North. From this road, as was mentioned, to Cairns River. And I'm still standing. I have fallen a few times, but I've got up, dust off, and come again. In spite of it all. This year, and so retirement me. The thing is, supported me all those years. It was a long journey. It's not always smooth. Through. The next thing I want to talk about, and I notice that it has been purported about leadership, and that leadership matters. And I agree that leadership matters. I have been around a while. I know from 1961 to present, all the chief ministers and premiers during that time. And no two of them have been the same, but they all led in their time, for their time. And we have to understand that. When I note there is this talk about strong leadership, and I wonder what it means. There will be one guy who would make a lot of noise, gets a few things done, another one who is quiet, and then they are quiet, but they get so many things done. So it doesn't matter whether you're a raucous leader or a quiet one. The emphasis must be on what you have produced. And so therefore, when you're looking at leadership, ladies and gentlemen, and for this election, you must look at what was delivered under each leadership. I saw an article which spoke about the last 2 decades. The last 2 elections, sorry. So I will take it from 2009 to now. This is government. It's so. I was in the 2009 to 2014 government. Now in the 2019 to 2024. So if can speak of leadership in this area, I can. And so it is, ladies and gentlemen. You see, I worked with the leader of UA. I had to do at the time. At the time.
And it only reminds of 2001. The people of Montserrat decided they were going to go back and bring John Osborne from 1978 to 83 to 91 back to government. He came back. They called him Moses. He was out of his depth. And one state anything, blame the British government for everything that is done. And that is what happened there. Now we are coming back, and I note a document said about leadership. Ladies and gentlemen, let me put it this way. Since the volcano has put forward the vision of Montserrat, this election does not change any of it. For we have not found the base or what we had in Plymouth. And therefore, that decision and the vision that speak about, I know every party speaks the same thing, and rightfully so. Small society. There's only so much one can do. So speak about job creation, every party says that, or technology, rebuild infrastructure, keep Montserrat safe and crime-free, a good education system, a good health care, protect the environment, food security. I have been hearing all of these from 96 till now. And everybody speaks about them. And that is the fundamental vision for Montserrat. The thing is, I have not heard any of this visionary proposal that of which they speak. But one must compare under the 2009 to 2014 what happened then. We had, I think it was either a half month or a month salary increase for public servants. During the 2014 to 2019, we had a 1% increase. I want you to choose your leaders properly, because during 2019, 2020, there has been a 6% increase for civil servants. 6%. So do the maths. If you're talking about which leadership produced more, so that is what happened then. On top of that, we have moved the threshold by 3,000 during this dispensation. That has not been done by either of the two, 2014 to 2019 or 2009 to 2014. During the pandemic, and I want to say, ladies and gentlemen, we must bear in mind that we had 2 years when the entire world was locked down. And we must not be judged on 5 years as it was 5 years when all things were equal. 2009 to 2014 were 5 good years. 2014 to 2019, 5 good years. And yet, they would say and compare us. 3 years is all we had, and we did all of that. So when you look at leadership, it is how are the people affected by the leadership that matters. And so, ladies and gentlemen, if you have good leadership, look for those who are leaders during the pandemic. This was not like a volcano where everybody could have stayed or not. We had ladies and gentlemen, since this moment. I said that against this trajectory. I was the first deputy premier of Montserrat after the 2010 Constitution. Never was I taken to a meeting anywhere, but I note under the leadership of Easton Taylor Farrell, the deputy governor, the deputy premier, was taken to negotiate in London, wherever, so that he learned the ropes, so that he was able That is what you call good leadership. Sound leadership. Passing on the baton. Mentoring. That is what it is. So bear that in mind. When you choose, choose wisely. And ladies and gentlemen, remember, I don't want to be too long, I'm not a candidate. So I want to move on. One thing that we all have to bear in mind. Come Thursday, 24th, is election day. The horn blowing and all of that sounds good. And the band and all that sound good. But going to the poll, taking friends, making sure everybody vote is where the victory lies. The motorcade tomorrow is going to be good. But anybody vote. We need to get people out to vote. And so with all of that, I want to endorse the MCAP party under the leadership of Dr. Salem Joseph. It is the only party in Montserrat. We have been here since 1989 and still holding strong. All the other parties rise up, fall, they chuck together just for an election. Right after the election, the MCAP has been here for years. I noticed there's a lot of things about where I put it and where I put it. No matter where I put it, seem to do the same thing. But, so, all you people of Salem and the environs, come out and vote MCAP. No need to change. You have seen all that has been done. And before I leave, I want to mention, because I saw another article says that we promised a hospital and the hospital was not done. Obviously, I had 2 years when I could do nothing. But thankfully, we have brought that hospital project to its logical conclusion. It was tendered, and I want to announce here today, it has been awarded. And the water. And the successful person has replied and accepted. Hereinafter, it is only for the contract to be finished and signed. So that I'm saying all of that because we remember what happened 2014 when there was a hospital, but it was not at this stage, and it was thrown aside. Lest we forget, there was 5 political years that were lost when nothing was done.
Yes.
So now, and it's a hospital project. It's not just the building, and the CT scan is being used. We need more. It's two things can done, and so the ones we normally send to Antigua, those are being done, and the full thing will come into December. This month, the mammogram goes into full force.
Yeah.
So we have been doing the soft side as well as the hard side. The building is only a building. Without services, it really means nothing. So the services are coming along with the building. I want to put a point here that the one we had before, that we left in 2014, did not have the soft side going along with the building.
Oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, I endorse the MCAP party, and I expect everybody who can vote. We had to fight. Some have died for the right to vote in this country. Get out and vote. I can't tell you who to vote for, while I can encourage you who to vote for. But vote, it is your democratic right. People died for it. We didn't get it easy. It wasn't handed to us on a platter. We fought for it. And therefore, every person in the sound of my voice that can vote, go out and vote. And I would encourage you to vote for Team MCAP.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yes. Yeah, music.
Yes, BDM no, MCAP yes, NPM no, MCAP yes, UA no, MCAP yes. Let's go. We on the right track. We voting for MCAP. No turning back. We voting for MCAP. Forward for Montserrat. We voting for MCAP. We on the right track. We voting.
Ladies and gentlemen, you have been hearing a whole lot about investors. So I decided to do a little research on investors. And there's some things that I found. I found that an investor is somebody who wants to put in $1 and get out $10. An investor is not a philanthropist. No investor is coming here to help out any bad situation. No investor is coming here to help us. Investors are going to come here if they can put in a little and get out plenty. So all the people are telling you that they have investors to fix the electricity and they have investors to build up a studio. No investors are coming here unless they're going to make money out of what they are doing. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to move now into the candidates. And the first one I'm going to introduce to you is a young man, a man who has worked in the sports field with the basketball, with the motorsport, and he's going to extend his expertise to cricket and football and get sports going once again in Montserrat. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Gilmore Papcho Williams!
Good night, Salem. We're back at it again. Tonight, while I was coming up the road, Mr. Roy Graves, met me and said, 5 more days to go. So I just want to let the MCAP supporters know the time is very near and we, the MCAP team, need your support. Okay? But tonight, I'm going to address something that was said by by the UA leader at the Drummond's rally, because he's trying to promote one of his candidates, Mr. Genzil, to make people believe that him, whatever you want to call him, that he is the one that we should. Good? That he's the one that is pushing basketball in Montserrat. And the whole world, nothing. All right. Let us check the facts. And I want them to go out and research, like Jivan, check the facts, because I'm going to give you facts tonight. 2014, outside of the Thompson Field Libre tournament, one of the biggest Libre tournaments in Montserrat was held when Purple Stadium opened, and who was president at that time? It was tonight the question is, where was Genzil? Okay. Let's move along. After the volcano, Montserrat was removed from Caribbean Basketball Confederation, CBC. You first have to be a member of CBC before you become a member of FIBA. I had a call from Patrick Haynes, the secretary of FIBA, that asks, why is Montserrat not getting back into FIBA? I did the negotiation, and today, Montserrat is 136 out of the 160 federations in the world. And who did that? Where was Genzil? Facts tonight. Facts. Facts tonight. After becoming a member of FIBA, Montserrat competed in its first FIBA tournament in Suriname, which I put Genzil on the team to get some kind of recognition, which he didn't. Who was the president at that time? Who did that? Where was Genzil? Facts tonight. Fact check every one of them. Facts tonight. 2022 today and carry on to date. Montserrat have been hosting a regional tournament every December. Imagine I gave Genzil a job to manage the team, and he couldn't even feed the Montserrat players. So behind my back, he went and he called Ruben, and they did the little whatever they're doing, and they come on the platform now to say that I couldn't feed my players. Ask any one of the Montserrat basketball players, when I take them overseas or in Montserrat, if they have ever been hungry in their life. And they will tell you no. So tell Genzil, I say, the false statements them, please keep them away. We're talking facts tonight. Where you say lazy? It's not me say that, eh? No, me say that. Let me tell you how lazy he be. Let me tell you how lazy he be. I got him to do a mini grassroots workshop in FIBA where he was recognized to train our grassroots players. From that time to now, ask anybody in Montserrat or in basketball fraternity if Genzil ever did a grassroots program. And you will hear the answer. The answer, I can tell you, the answer is no. So at the end of the day, when you go on the platform and say that you are responsible and Genzil have done more for basketball than Gilmore, tell him what? I won't say it. I won't say it. If he was so instrumental in basketball, last election when we had our election, he wasn't even elected as a floor member. And I got reelected for another 5 years in Montreal basketball. Representing this country for 10 years. 10 years and going. Oh. Let's talk again. Under this MCAP team, first time in history, 2 basketball players are in college as we speak. Mr. Jordan Ryan and Mr. Wendell Allen. And we are going to continue to put money on the scholarship to ensure that our athletes, and I'm going to come out to basketball right now. No worry about that, right? No worry about that. I'm going to need a paper there. You understand? There's some points we had. But we are going to ensure that we put more money on the scholarships for our athletes, because they must be recognized throughout the Caribbean, throughout the region. So when they continue talking about MCAP did nothing, ask them about the $180,000 that this MCAP team put into scholarships for our young athletes. Ask them. Dr. Sammy say, it's time for you to take off the gloves, because time is drawing nigh. Time is drawing nigh. I sat and listened to ZJB, and the president of the Motorsport Association said publicly that there was no racetrack project. I was shocked when he said that. You know the reason why I was shocked? Because in meetings, consecutive meetings, we discuss pushing off, building, plans, everything. But for political mileage, you are going to tell the whole of Montserrat that there is no racetrack project. When it is built, when this MCAP team win next week, Thursday, and when we build that track, and when we remove you from being the president of Montserrat Motorsports, let me hear what you're going to say. Let me hear what you're going to say. As the good lawyer in my team says, all we need to do is what's constitutionally right and call the Montserrat Motorsports election that has been due for over 2 years now. Some of them afraid to call election because they're not sure if they're going to win Motorsports election. If you're not sure about Motorsports election, how are you going to sure about Thursday coming up? How are you going to be sure about Thursday coming up? I'm really sorry for some of them. But ladies and gentlemen, I have a lot more to say, but I'm going to let the others come. But tonight, my final words to you is that Thursday, I'm asking each and every one of you to go out and vote, because there's only one choice when you go on that ballot on Thursday. And it is this MCAP team, the team of Siobhan Truitt, Jamil Greenaway, Shana White, Idris Wade, Edith Fenton, Cranston Buffon, Easton Daddy Taylor Farrell, and our leader, the next premier in waiting, Dr. Sammy Joseph. So on Thursday, I'm asking each and every one of you to go out and vote for Team MCAP and vote for Gilmore Williams. I thank you.
Who is supporting MCAP? Who we voting MCAP? Who is supporting MCAP? MCAP, yes. BDM, no. MCAP, yes. NPM,
No. Ladies and gentlemen, he told you that he was going to separate facts from fiction. Didn't he do that? So he's telling you to elect him next week, and he is going to separate good governance from the pie in the sky, something that they are promising you. Vote for Gilmore Papcho Williams and vote for MCAP. I will now introduce to you our next speaker. She is an original member of the grouping that evolved to be MCAP. She's been faithful to this group. She has campaigned for this group in Montserrat and overseas. And she has always have confidence in this group. She's here to ask you for your vote because she will be one of the seniors who will be guiding our youth as we move forward together. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my privilege to present to you Miss Edith Fenton.
Ladies and gentlemen, good night. I'm happy to be back in Salem once again. But before I speak, I'd like to ask Charles Kernan to come to my side. Is he there? Charles Kernan. My mutual friend, Charles Kernan.
Good
My
night.
friend, not only my friend, but we started the Concerned Citizens Movement. And I'd like you, for my appreciation to Charles for all these years. Charles has always been at my side. And we speak, and sometimes we get a little angry with one another. But I'd like you to raise your hands and your horns and give Mr. Kernan an appreciation. Well, election day is on the 24th of October. That's next Thursday. And all I'm asking you, the people of Salem and the people of Montserrat, to go out to the polls and vote. Vote. Ask your friends and your neighbors to vote for a government that will build Montserrat. And the only party that can do that is MCAP. Our leader, Dr. Samuel Joseph. What a man he is. Yes, what a man. A man with a vision. A man with every bone in his body is for Montserrat. And the best of Montserrat. We as a team, he is there to guide us. I am there as well as a mentor. But I want us to really get serious about this election. All these other parties, all you'll hear they talk about what they're going to do, and they can't do because they're not getting in there. We're not voting them in. We are voting MCAP. MCAP. So my colleagues, like Siobhan, the lady, the passionate lady, just remember when you get to the polls to vote for Siobhan. Charlena White, we have to vote for Charlena. We will soon have our parliament building because of Charlena. Jamelia. Jamelia is going to be there for us. Justice is going to be done. And she will write the laws of Montserrat. She will continue to do that. And I want you to vote for Jamelia. Well, Daddy Easton, oh my. Daddy Easton, our leader, the Premier of Montserrat. His hands are clean. His hands are clean. Whenever he does anything, he does it from his heart for Montserrat. So please, on election day, vote for Daddy Easton, Joseph Easton Taylor Farrell. Cranston, my Georgian brother. Minister Cranston in agriculture. He has worked tirelessly for the people of Montserrat, all the farmers. So we need to give him another chance. Cranston on election day. Vote for Cranston Buffon. Vote for Edith the Rose. The Rose from the East. I also want to tell you that you must encourage your family, your friends, everyone around you, that Montserrat needs a good government, and the only government we're going to get is MCAP, under the leadership of Dr. Samuel Joseph. Vote for Edith on election day. Do I miss anyone? Oh, dear me. How could I do that? Idris Pamela Wade, the caring lady. Idris is a caring lady, and she helps everyone. So, on election day, just remember Idris Pamela Wade. Vote for Idris. Thank you for the people of Salem who has stuck with us all these over 30 years. And the Salemites, I'm an adopted Salemite. That's why I love to stand in Salem and greet you. So, on election day, please go to the polls and vote. Do not split your votes. Don't give a friend or a family or anything of that sort. Vote all 9. Vote for good governance. Vote for MCAP. I thank you.
MCAP. Who is supporting MCAP? Who we voting MCAP? Who is supporting MCAP? MCAP, yes. BDM, no. MCAP, yes. NPM, no. MCAP, yes. UA, no.
My profound pleasure to present to you a lady. This lady has helped children to read. And when you help a child to read, it's the best gift you can give to a child. This lady has helped the sick and the lame, Get them off iron so that they can be well. This lady has given guidance to people who need guidance. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Miss Idris Pamela Wayne.
MCAP, who we voting MCAP? Who is supporting MCAP? MCAP, yes. BDM, no. MCAP, yes. NPM, no. MCAP, yes. UA, no.
Good
MCAP,
evening,
yes.
Salem. We are back again. It's good to be here. Good evening, my MCAP family. Tonight, I must admit, I'm a bit emotionally drained. But I must say that God is good all the time. And no matter what challenges we face, we have to push forward. I have a message to tell you tonight, Salem people and our listening public, that Team MCAP is the best team. It is the team that can bring you continuity. It is the team that have integrity. You must vote only Team MCAP because we can deliver. You must vote Team MCAP. A vote for any other party or a person is a vote of chaos and stagnation. Let me repeat again. If you vote for any other party or any individual other than MCAP, you are voting for chaos and stagnation. We were stuck, forgive me, we were stuck in reverse from 2014 to 2019. This MCAP administration has taken us out of reverse and put us in drive for the last 5 years. This Team MCAP administration has delivered. We delivered salary increases, tax reform, a new hospital, and a port. I can attest that the CT scan is the top of the line. I was there when Shield had a CT scan. It is good because of this MCAP team is not promising. It is a reality. It is a reality. They have put more money in your pocket. Because when you go over to Antigua, elsewhere, you have to pay a lot of money. I worked in the social services. I know MCAP has delivered. During the crisis, everybody get food and money. Whether you work, yes or no, you get money. Okay? I must say, we are finally in drive. This is the good news. We're looking at a car. We are finally in drive. We are no longer in reverse. So come next Thursday, let us press more gas. Let us move forward together. Let us, hear me. Let us more gas. We are not in reverse anymore. We must forward together. All 9 down the line. We cannot afford, listen carefully. We cannot afford to get this wrong. Montserrat cannot afford to go back in reverse gear. If we love Montserrat like I do, I want to, and you want to survive, always put your car in drive. Vote Team MCAP. Team MCAP. Strictly in drive. Forgive me as I tell you I'm a bit emotional. Please. It's forward together. Help us to further accelerate. Help us to continue for what we have started. I beg you, MCAP family, this is not a time to split your votes and say you are voting for opposition. Vote all 9. Let us get the majority. Their people, let their vote for them. Sorry. Vote all 9. Let me stop emotion and slow down. Vote all 9. Let us get the majority. Their people vote for them. I don't know if you earnestly, you have to vote all 9. Some people just say, I'm going to vote all 9. But come election, they're lying. But I don't want you to deceive yourself. Vote all 9 down the line. Stop fooling yourself. Stop. That is a dangerous thing to do. You promise to vote all 9, you go inside there. You say, nah, bother with them, nah, bother with them. You must vote all 9. Because we have to work together. Because I know that when you don't vote the party in power and the other person come in, they're so grudge. I must say, I don't use this word. They don't want to continue what somebody else do because they don't want the trimmings and the highlight for the other. They want it for themselves. So I want you to stop this ignorance. Vote all 9 down the line. I, Aegis Pamela Wade, has dedicated my life to service. I have nurtured many of our nation children, as Cupid said, and have centered to the needs of many vulnerable persons in our society. Me not afraid for work. When I am elected, I will not change. This is my commitment to you. Ask the people at social services, when they have the difficult cases, who they gave them to. Me the workers. I never fret. I get the work done. When they have clients outside that they don't want to see, Aegis Wade. Aegis is the pillar post that they get them to. And people around here can attest that I have work. I love people. I am passionate about people. And I will continue to be passionate. If I am elected, or when I'm elected, I want you to elect me. I must take back that word. When I'm elected, I will continue to work for you. When they're saying that no money, remember, I'll give you a secret here. When I work at social services and they don't make an allowance for any money for children, vulnerable children, I would say I will not stop at that. Whether you're a Monstration or a non-national or CARICOM, wherever you come from, you could come from Timbuktu. You must be treated with equality. I would call, listen up. I would call Daddy Easton, and Daddy Easton will give me money, but he never wanted him to mention. I am telling you, when we talk about MCAP, no care. Daddy Easton and all of us are caring people. We go to the length. We go to the length and breadth to serve people and help people. Remember, I ask anybody in social service, this is facts. When they said they don't have any money, I am the one. Janice could tell you, I left a legacy in social services where I look for vulnerable people. I asked Masonic Lodge, and up to today, this is something continuing. My boss went and took the check then and pausing. It is I, Aegis Pamela Wade, I incited that. I am the person because I believe no one should left behind. I am passionate of creating a safe space for our vulnerable children. And I'm indebted. This is one promise I'll make on this platform, that I would like to see a residential facility to host our children, because sometimes the foster caring is not working sometimes. Because when we live in a small society, people would want to say, I don't want Rygrave's child, I don't want this child. We ostracize people, but we have a facility. When you have a facility, we can make Sharon the house mother. We can make Sharon the house mother, because children, all are young, all are young. When you have a residential facility, you will have a house mother that the children can report to one person, because sometimes when you have too much of persons in children's life, they don't adhere to nothing because their life is so split up. And also, I look after the older person. I wouldn't say I am there, I'm getting there now, but I still have vigor. I could still work. I could still work. I have vigor, I have vitality, and I'm mentally fit. I am not crazy. I am mentally fit. I will continue to work. I'm fit. I have the tenacity. I have the determination to overcome any obstacle. I am a strong woman. I am a strong Aryan. I am a strong woman. I will fight for you. I will fight for you. As an elected representative, this will not change. In fact, I have more of a mandate and I will be able to help a wider cross-section of people. Hear that again? Elect me, vote for me. I have the mandate to work for bigger, wider cross-section of people because I will have my team behind me. I will have my team behind me. Remember, I am not, what you call the word again, Roy? I am not a person who is I myself and me. I am a person who incorporates everybody to make a better life for everybody. No matter where they come from. They could come from anywhere. I will look for the downtrodden. I will look for the person who don't believe they have a hope. I will look for those people. I'm a person that with empathy. I have empathy. I emphasize with every need. Sometimes I put myself in the back seat and look for person in the front seat. Sometimes I don't even know how my day is going to run tomorrow because everything I have, I give it to everybody. Okay. I'll be... And next Thursday is a reality. It's near. Thursday, the 24th of October, you have one choice. Vote the competent team. Let us continue to press gas and forward together. We are not putting this country in reverse again. Forward together. Vote Aegis Pamela Wade. Vote Jamil Melissa Greenaway. Vote Edith Beatrice Fenton. Vote Gilmore Popshaw Williams. Vote Shivan Chowet. Vote Daddy Easton Taylor Farrell. Vote Charlene White. Vote Cranston Buffang. We need the people of MCAP. People of MCAP, do not split up your vote. Please do not split your vote. Vote all 9 down the line. Dr. Sammy, I don't need Dr. Sammy. Dr. Sammy will get a warm welcome. He's going to be our next premier on election day. Give him that. Everybody, let me hear your horn. Let me hear your horn. Say thank you and good night. Good night.
Who we voting MCAP? Who is supporting MCAP? MCAP, yes. BDM, no. MCAP, yes. NPM, no. MCAP, yes. UA, no. MCAP, yes. Let's go, let's go, let's go. We on the right track. We voting for MCAP. No turning back. We voting for MCAP. Forward for Montserrat. We voting for MCAP. We on the right.
Let's hear it for Pamela. And you hear what all them tell you? Do not split up your vote. Now, I had to say this to somebody today. The person say, I'm going to support you. I'm going to give you 5. Now, listen to this. When you give MCAP 5 and you give them 4, the net result of what you give to MCAP is 1. Because 4 from 5 is 1. Each one you give for another party cancel out the one that you give for MCAP. And it could be the one that make them win. You don't know how close the margins are going to be. So vote all 5. We are saying to you, you might have a friend. You might have somebody in another party that is your neighbor or something like that. We are saying that you might have one of those independents. You know, independents always make me laugh because some of them manifesto long from here to look out and come back. Them one are going to fix all the problems in Montserrat. They going to build a new port. They going to build a new hospital. They going to build a new airport. Them one. I mean, me don't know how we go, Dr. Sammy. The independents, then them going to got one office, like one PS and one staff and so, or them going to do it them one. I don't know how it works. And then you hear some of that jingle just as long as their manifesto. I hear one of them, and after I listen for half an hour, the next half an hour, this is what I hear. Meng, 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 meng. I don't know what that mean up to now. So, me try to rewind for here what meng, 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 meng mean. Listen to you again. One of them. Ladies and gentlemen, may I introduce to you the next speaker. The next speaker, you know the phrase, short but itagawa. The next speaker, short but itagawa. She's a young lawyer from somewhere outside who come over here. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the podium, Miss Melissa.
MCAP, who we voting MCAP? Who is supporting MCAP? MCAP, yes. BDM, no. MCAP, yes. NPM, no. MCAP, yes. UA, no. MCAP, yes. Let's go, let's go, let's go. We on the right track.
Good night, Salem. Good night, MCAP family. It's good to be in the village of Salem once again. Now, I want to start by addressing something Gilmore said. He said we have 5 more days, but I want it to be said here tonight, Team MCAP has 5 more years. And then when that 5 more years is done, add another 5 more years to that. So tonight, Idris, she just went before me. She spoke before me. And Idris said it all. I don't think I need to say anything up here because Idris said it all for this party. Yes, Idris was on fire. Idris brought the heat tonight for the MCAP party. Thank you, Idris. Now, I don't have much to say tonight. I don't have much to say tonight except to remind you, and all of you have heard it, you've heard other parties come here and talk about investors, the connections they have, that they will bring to the table when they get in. Where were these connections before? Does Montserrat only benefit from these connections when they get your vote? Well, tonight, I want to tell you to reject that. And one more tender spot for me. I said I was going to be short. You've heard other candidates speak about voting for their parties because you're doing it for your children. How can you claim to be doing it for your children when you can't even commit to your child? And as you can see, I'm not hiding behind the podium tonight because I'm saying it with my chest. Every member of the MCAP party, all 9 candidates, parents, grandparents, aunts, uncle, we're there for our children. We care about our children. We do what we have to do. So if you are going to come up here, whether it be a stage in Salem, look out, St. John's, look out. Make sure you can commit to your children before you ask me to vote for you so you can represent my child. Now, I want to speak about one more thing. And this stems from the things I've heard about myself. Let me remind you, loudness does not mean good leadership. MCAP is not a loud party. We may raise our voice a few times. We're not loud, but we can deliver. And we will deliver. Dr. Sammy is not loud, but he's competent. He's innovative. He is the future. And if he's the future, then the rest of us are also the future. And I don't mean just the candidates, I mean Montserrat. His vision for Montserrat is unmatched. You can copy it. You can try to copy it. Thank you, Siobhan. But it's one thing to copy it and read it. When it comes to defending it, Dr. Sammy is unmatched. Yes, and deliver. And I can say his team is unmatched. So come election day, when you see the yellow background, when you see the icon with the rising sun, just know it's Montserrat's future. Another day, a new day, when Montserrat will continue to prosper under the leadership of Dr. Sammy and Team MCAP. So I want to remind you, on election day, October 24th, there's only one party on the ballot, and that is Team MCAP. Anything else you see, you reject that. It's a mistake. So, again, on October 24th, vote Team MCAP. The only team that will carry you through to the future. Thank you. Thank you, Salem. Vote Jamil Melissa Greenaway and Team MCAP.
Who we voting MCAP? Who is supporting MCAP? Who we voting MCAP? Who is supporting MCAP? MCAP, yes. PM, no. MCAP, yes. NPM, no. MCAP, yes. UA, no. MCAP, yes. Let's go, let's go, let's go. We on the right track.
I see a bright future. I see a bright future. I see Montserrat prospering. When I look at our young people and their talent, and the way we the other ones are going to harness and give them a chance to show their talent, I see a bright future for Montserrat. And we'll have a bright future for Montserrat. With the movement for change and prosperity. MCAP, yes. Ladies and gentlemen, I promise you at the introduction that you'll hear some special speakers. I'm going to introduce to you now the next speaker. And in fact, the next two speakers will be having a conversation. One of them is red up and the other one is white down. Next speaker.
A very pleasant day to everyone. This is MNI Live Media. Today we are speaking with Dr. Ingrid Bufang. Folks, you may hear some noises in the background. We saw Dr. Bufang and thought we'll have a chat with her briefly regarding the allegations that were made on Friday morning on ZJB Radio during the sit-down session with the Honorable Premier Ruben T. Meade, where a series of text messages were read, and it was intimated that you, Dr. Bufang, joined the MCAP party at some point in the past before coming full on into this race. Do you mind speaking to us towards that?
Hi. Well, I think it makes him look a little bit like a jerk reading people's text messages on the radio. I never wanted to join the MCAP party. The Premier is sort of the type of person who would befriend you and then turn around and stab the knife in your belly and twist it.
So you have never asked at all to join the MCAP party?
Absolutely not. Last year I spent weeks trying to push off Jermaine Wade and Alfonso Lee, who were begging me to join MCAP because they realized that their party was weak and that they needed some strength. But every time I said no.
So in terms of you entering the 2014 race, you mentioned, I heard at some point, that you and Nurse Brenda Daly made this journey together. Give us some more about that, please.
Right. Well, early last year we decided that things were so bad in health that we wanted to invade the Ministry of Health, to try to get the right ideas in there and to try and effect change. We felt there were a lot of things that should have been done differently, in particular in emergency care, and we were both working in the casualty department. She at that time expressed interest that she wanted to run with MCAP, and I told her, go right ahead. I was going to run as an independent candidate. I sort of felt that either way, whoever got in, we would have somebody representing health properly.
Okay, wonderful. Is there anything else which you would like to just add to clarify this entire situation as per the emails that were read out on ZJB Radio? The text messages, sorry.
No, I think you can take any sentence and try and turn it or twist it to mean whatever you're trying to say, but I don't think it really proves anything. I definitely did not say in any of those text messages that I wanted to join the MCAP party, because I did not. I said in one of them that if I'm trying to help in health, then I could help as a backbencher on their party if they were the party that was in, because from my point of view, a lot of change has to happen in healthcare, and change in healthcare is what I'm about presently, especially in emergency care, especially in our attempt to try and reduce costs but provide best practice care for patients on Montserrat. In terms of MCAP, at the time, there were lots of reports about corruption, about favoritism in terms of who gets jobs in Montserrat, and a lot of those reports were about the Premier himself. I think of myself as an honest person, and I would not associate myself with a party where that sort of decency was questionable.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ingrid Befung, and we just spoke to Dr. Befung regarding...
I'm not saying articles. You hear for yourself. Ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen. Twisting a hip. And she hear kind of corrupt things about he. Anyway, I say nothing, so I say nothing. Ladies and gentlemen, our next speaker is a lady who educates the youths. And she's a sound thinker when it comes to education. And in fact, in general, she's such a sound thinker. She demonstrated it when she became the speaker. It's my pleasure to present to you our next speaker, Miss Charlene White.
Who is supporting MCAP? MCAP, yes. BDM, no. MCAP, yes. NPM, no. MCAP, yes. UA, no. MCAP, yes. Let's go, let's go, let's go. We on the right track. We voting for MCAP. No turning back.
Good night, Salem City. I can't hear you guys. Good night, Salem City. MCAP is in the house tonight. 5 days away. 5 days away, MCAP. One job to do. Tell me what job you have to do in 5 days. I can't hear you. What job you have to do in 5 days? All 9 down the line. One job. No other job. I know some of you that you love some people on other teams. But we going to love them from a distance this week. We're not loving them with our votes. Not this time around. The MCAP party is coming out to win a second term. That is our job on Thursday. Give MCAP a second term. The election is ours to win. The election is ours to win. We can only lose if you do not go into the booth and vote all 9. So you have the power to ensure that on Friday morning, we wake up with an MCAP government. Now, we've been hearing a lot of things over the last couple of weeks. And one of the most interesting things for me is when I hear PDM and UA on the radio saying, put us in and we will finish what MCAP has started. You ever hear anything like that? You ever hear anything like that? Listen,
We don't need any help to finish anything we have started. We can finish what we have started. And secondly, you know those people who see you doing well and decide that they want to get in on the bandwagon so that they could get in on piece of the action and claim to fame? Well, they're not going to take any claim to fame for the work that MCAP has done. You see, they have already started changing their topics and their tactics. They can no longer say that we've done nothing. So what they're now saying is, it's all right, we can finish it. They didn't start the hospital, but they want to come in and finish it. We will finish it. They did not bring in the mammogram machines or the CT scans. And you heard Dr. Bufong just now. She was on a team, and she advocated for those things. And it did not happen under their watch. Under our watch, as Charles said, when we had COVID, we delivered. They did not give you guys a gynecologist. They did not give you a pediatrician. They did not give you an oxygen plant. They didn't give you any of those things. Now they're saying, give us another chance. They have already shown you what they could not deliver. Every single one of those leaders who are coming to you right now were there before. And because you saw that they were not capable, they were not competent, and they could not deliver, you voted them out. And they are out. All of a sudden, they could do the things that we have already done. Does that make sense to you, MCAP team? Don't make any sense. When you see somebody is in movement, somebody is moving, a train is already left the station and going, as Edith said, already in drive. Why are you going to pull the emergency brake? We don't have an emergency. We're moving forward together. That is what we're going to do come Thursday, October the 24th. The other day, I was listening to a documentary. And I want to tell you this short story only because I want to tell you that the viewpoint from outside of government is always different. And I don't want you to get fooled from the viewpoint of the opposition. Some time ago, when Winston Churchill was in opposition in England, the government had made a decision to banish King Sirtsi of Botswana from the UK and from going back from Botswana because he had married a white woman. In the opposition, Churchill got up in the House of Commons and declared, when you vote for me, I will go in and I will reverse that decision because the stupidness, government don't have any call in people's marriages. Well, the people believed and they voted for Churchill. And guess what? When Churchill went in, he not only kept the banishment, but he extended it because he said what? The view from government is different from the view in the opposition. Don't vote from the opposition viewpoint. We have shown you the government's viewpoint. We have shown you with our hard work. We have put in the blood, the sweat, and the tears to get us to this point. No sense in taking us out of the game for people who can't bat. Some of them out for duck when they were in. And you know this. Listen. Come October 24th, when you go into the booth, you only have one job. What is that job? What is that job? Vote in MCAP. Listen to me. Do not split your vote. The last election, many of us went in and we felt sorry for friends and we gave them one. And you gave MCAP a majority of one. And you saw what happened. Somebody walked out on us in the middle on Parliament and left us with a minority. We're not doing that again. We're not doing that again. People, that one that you're giving to somebody else is going to cancel out somebody on MCAP team. You're going to put us in a position where we are going to be kept hostage by one somebody. We're not doing that again. MCAP people, I am standing here tonight. If you believe that MCAP has done a good job, let me hear the horns. If you know that MCAP has done extremely well in a short amount of time, let me hear you. If you believe that Dr. Samuel Joseph is the best leader of the three, let me hear you. If you believe that Honorable Cranston Buffon is the best person for Deputy Premier, let me hear you. Well, hear this. The only way you could get Sammy as a Premier and Cranston as a Deputy Premier is if you vote all 9 down the line. All 9 down the line. Let me remind you, we had 5 years of famine. And in this MCAP regime, we have almost given you 7 years of plenty in 3 years. 7 years of plenty in 3 years. Digitization, MCAP, all of our medical records digitized. Our land and housing registries digitized. The ability to apply for your driver's license online. MCAP did that. Let me tell you, the other parties, they didn't even conceive of these things. They couldn't even give you the opportunity to choose what you want on your own license plate. MCAP did that, something so simple. MCAP vision, that is what MCAP is about. Forward movement, that is what MCAP is about. It was MCAP at the airport, new scanners when you come in at the airport to ensure that you have smooth, easy transition when you come in. MCAP did that. MCAP is the ones who made sure that you can go online and apply with your, when you're coming in, Eunice, your immigration forms online. MCAP did that. MCAP did that. When they're speaking about visionary and who can be the best leader, they offered you chaos after chaos after chaos for 5 years and took us down a rabbit hole. That's what they did. They didn't like one another then, and they still don't like each other now. How can they work for you when they spent 5 years trying to undermine each other? Montserrat is not on the agenda. MCAP has placed you on the top priority list, ensuring that you have gotten and received more than you would have gotten in the last 5 years. When I hear them on the radio telling people lies, saying that we have CT scanners that don't work, you've heard for yourself, they work. Mammogram machine, and they're telling you they don't work, they work. Do not vote from the viewpoint of the opposition. Their viewpoint is skewed and always will be. They could only speak about what they could do, what they want to do, what they could have done. But they have already shown you during their term that they cannot do it. They have shown you already that they cannot do it. Listen to me. Rome was not built in a day. And I can assure you that Montserrat will not be developed in one term. It is impossible. So they're going to come and they're going to highlight all the things that are still there to be done. We know they're there to be done because it's impossible to finish everything that there is to do for development of a country. Development does not have an end date. It is continuous. And when you finish one thing, there's going to be 2 more things to do. When you finish those 2, 3 more will be there to be done. So what are they telling you? We finished the CT scan and the mammogram. No, they're telling you, oh, they didn't do the dialysis. We know the dialysis is there to be done. We have started the work. It will be done. We have proven that we can deliver, and we have delivered. We will continue to deliver. We only need you, the people, to vote. Vote for progress. Vote to keep the momentum going. Vote for continuity. Let me tell you something. I chose to work with Dr. Sammy. I'm going to end off on this one. And Dr. Sammy is a man that people seem to love to hate without cause and without a reason. But I'll tell you something. Dr. Sammy is a man. I'm going to say it again. He's a man. I've watched this gentleman, a young man. I have seen him in action. He is a great husband. I've watched him. I have watched him. I've heard him when we have a lot of things going on, and I'll hear him say, listen, I have to skip this one because Crystal has been working all day and she had the children all evening, and I need to give her a break. A real man. I've watched Dr. Sammy. I don't know how many of the others can say that, but I have witnessed it with Dr. Sammy. I've watched Dr. Sammy, a man who loves his children, and have to tell us, listen, I have to race home because when some Alexis calls and say, Daddy, you promised me movie night and pizza night. And Dr. Sammy is there to ensure that he gets it done and sits and enjoys quality time with his children. That is a man. That is a man of character, a man of quality. And just because a man decides to prioritize his family and his children over drinking rum in a bar or driving up and down aimlessly, we want to judge him for that. He's a capable person. He's a visionary person. And if we are going to judge a man on things that are as inconsequential as drinking in a bar, we need to think again. We need to think again. Listen to me. This election is not about Miss Congeniality and Mr. Congeniality. It's not a fashion show. It is not a popularity contest. It is about the development of Montserrat. That is what you are voting for. So when you say that Melissa don't tell you hello, does that mean that she is incapable? No. If you tell, and they say it about me too, you know. They say that I pass people and don't tell them hello. So we'll find all sorts of small excuses to make the wrong choice. Tonight I'm here to say, think of the bigger picture. MCAP has always been about forward movement. Moving forward, building step by step to a destination. While the others are happy with short-term comforts, like the ICT project, where people were happy for about 3 months because their pockets were full. Meanwhile, Montserrat remained in the dark ages for ICT. How did that help us? It did not. That was not strategic, and they're coming back now and telling you that they're strategic and they have the answers. You know the truth. It is a lie. They cannot do it. They have shown you, they have proven that already more than once. You can see, even in this election cycle, running around like headless chickens, trying to grab Tukmun, Saga, and Bagay to come up with a party, and then tell you they are cohesive. The Bible says, clay and iron can't cleave. It can't happen. So, come October 24th, again, when you go into the booth, you have one job. What is that job? Vote all 9. Tell your family, tell your friends, tell your neighbors, anybody you pick up in your car, anybody in your office, tell them MCAP is the party to take Montserrat forward. MCAP is the team to fulfill the dream. MCAP has the best candidates in this election. the most capable candidates. And remember Charlena. Remember me when you go to vote. Don't choose all 8 and throw me away. Remember, I have shown you who I am over 4 years. I came in and I worked, I rolled up my sleeves and I got to work. And the evidence is there. A parliament building, $2 million. I have taught, I came back to Montserrat 10 years ago. Was that an easy transition? And 10 years in August gone. I'm still here working with our children. I never stopped, even as a speaker. I have always continued teaching at the library, children. Never stopped. I have taught in the prison in Montserrat. Many people don't know that I volunteer at the prison to teach. I have always been in service to Montserrat. I'm a hard worker. I have shown you that. And this team are like-minded people like myself. We work hard and we will work for you. So come October 24th, 5 days away. And we want to celebrate on the 25th back here when you put us back in for a second term. When you put us back in for a second term. When you put us back in for a second term. MCAP forward together.
Who we voting MCAP? Who is supporting MCAP? Who we voting MCAP? Who is supporting MCAP? MCAP yes, BDM no. MCAP yes, NPM no. MCAP yes, UA no. MCAP yes.
Well, Charlene, me no hang out in the bars and so too, no. So we got a problem. But this is what I'm hearing now. I'm hearing. So me have to vote for somebody like me who no hang out in the bar. Anyway, I'm hearing that when they're going out and campaign, they're offering some big bucks. Boy, I'm campaigning and they are telling me that this other party offer them some big money. Well, let me tell you something. When they come and offer you the big money, take it. Take the big money. When you go in the ballot box and you want and you know what you do, take the money from them. Right? I hear this. I hear one of them is saying, one of the former MCAP, who spent 5 years with MCAP and then walk away, is saying to the people that I'm still MCAP, you know, and you know, if I'm a woman of God and I do the right thing, so I know what I'm doing, and I would. And if I get back in there, I would still help MCAP because I'm a woman of God. That's how I tell somebody, I want MCAP person, I tell them forgive you one. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a brother here from Salem, and he has a major concern that he wants to bring out to us tonight, to let us recognize some of the people who are offering themselves and who we have to reject. Mr. Roy Graves, 2 minutes.
Salem people, Roy Graves is around, and I do not, in this village, need an introduction. Let me tell you something very quickly. A certain gentleman who is a leader of one of the parties was elected in 1991. There's a family here in Salem who voted for him again and again and again. The lady in question is now old, in her 70s. She used to walk a track to go home. That track was quite flat and easy. That track has been fenced out. Ask Reuben who fenced out the track. A road was cut higher up in the village, much higher up. And when the track was cut. Reuben it was who sent in a backhoe to cut the road leading to this lady's home and 5 other homes in the area. That happened long ago. Water has washed out the road to the extent that vehicles find great difficulty in getting into and out of the road. And certainly if it rained and you carry in your vehicle, it could never come out. That lady has problems with her joints now. And after being elected to office over and over again, that family having voted for him again and again. Let me tell you something. The lady loves God and she loves church, so she attends church night and day. And believe you me, when she gets off the main road to go down to her home, God knows how she gets in there. And I told you before, she voted her and her family again and again and again for this gentleman. Does he care about people? Even those who supported him again and again and again? No! And let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. I hear Claude down there talking, but let me tell you something. If you check, I ran with him twice, so I know him good. The people who supported him back then and supported him again and again, the key people, some of them standing before me here, no way on this wide world they're voting for him again. We have found him out. Go out St. John's, go out Cudjoe Head, and key supporters, very key supporters who campaign endlessly for him. Where are they? Who they're supporting? They're still supporting MCAP, missing a former leader because he ain't care. I have proven it. We have proven it. We do everything possible for the man for free, and he can't tell you he give us a cent for it. We supported because we back what was being promoted. But the man has changed. I know he has changed. We know he has changed. He has become very egotistic, absolutely selfish, caring about himself. Salem people, we cannot vote for him again. We're going to vote for the party. We're going to vote for the MCAP party, which he was a part of, but not for him. Not for him or any party which he has formed. And note, please note, he was not selected or elected to lead the present party he leads. He chose himself to be leader and then gather some people around him, and people who have caused him inside out, upside down. We're not voting for him again. I am not for sure. And look, don't believe for 1 minute that I hate him. I don't practice to hate people. They're free to do what they want. They're free to vote who they want, support who they want. But on principle, a man who undermines the ministers who made him successful and the people who campaigned for him for free, donkey's ears, and you turn your back on them and you trample on them and you have no regard or respect for them, that shows who he is. And that is why I cannot. And I'm imploring on you, do not vote for that man again. Thank you.
Who we voting? Who we voting? Who we voting? Who? Yes. No. Ladies and gentlemen, our next speaker I've known her for a long time. In fact, I taught her at the beginning of the crisis in a tent over Gerald's Bottom. But you know, I never recognized what she had contributed to Montserrat until recently, as she offered herself as a candidate, and I started to, look at her more keenly. This lady looked after the little children, and she have pictorial evidence to show. Now, when she was doing that, she had no thought of politics in mind. She was just doing something that is natural. I saw this lady, and she looking after all people. And the kind of love, they say a picture is worth 1,000 words. The kind of love that I see, I want you to go on his Facebook, right? I want you to go on Facebook and watch a picture. And the kind of love that I see emanating from this lady to the people, I dare say is the kind of love that she has for all of Montserrat. And so, it is my profound pleasure, I believe for the last time this cycle, to introduce to you Miss Siobhan N. Jewett!
Who we voting MCAP? Who is supporting MCAP? MCAP, yes. BDM, no. MCAP, yes. NPM, no. MCAP, yes. UA, no. MCAP, yes. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Good evening, Salem and surrounding villages. It's good to be back with you this evening. Tonight, like some of my other colleagues, I won't be long, but there are very important things that I need you to take home. Very important things that I need you to tell somebody. We are at a very critical time in our history for Montserrat, and we cannot play around. We have some good people out there telling lies. They are malicious, and they're good at it. And if you don't help us to stop it, then we're going to have a problem come the 25th of October. Team MCAP, this present government has worked hard. Dare I say, the first government since volcanic crisis to get so much investment. And in 3 years, thank you, Sharon. They didn't even have the full term. Other governments, you gave them 5 years, and what did they do for you? Nothing. And you voted them out. And here I'm saying to you, this government has performed, and so we're asking you to give us 5 more years, as Melissa said, and we will earn the rest. Hear me, my MCAP people, we will earn the rest. Leadership matters, and that's something I'm going to talk about tonight. Because the Red Party wanted to mislead you when they said, and they wrote to the governor saying, that jobs are being held for the chief statistician and parliamentary council, the 2 young female candidates on Team MCAP. My good people, be careful of the type of leaders that you put there. All this required was a call to HRMU, the people who hire and fire. On one end, we say the governor is high-handed and she's too involved. But instead of going to the department with responsibility, you wrote to the governor. There was no need for the chief statistician post to be externally advertised. No need. Oftentimes, our people are stifled. When you have competent people, we must give our people a chance. And this is what Team MCAP is saying. As a statistician, a TC was brought in. And I vow to myself that no other statistician would have experienced that. Can I tell you that Team MCAP, we feel it. And we put people first. And can you imagine the leader of the party want to mislead you, to tell you that we must advertise. Why? My good people, be careful with the type of people that you want to put in power. Even worse, 2 seconds after the letter was sent, it was on the World Wide Web. What does that say about governance and confidentiality. My good people, open your eyes. I don't know if he wrote it. My leader tells me he's a good reader. I can't confirm yes or no. What I am saying to you, that is not good governance. Confidential documents are not to be plastered over the World Wide Web. And we are seeing it very often. All of a sudden they care, they're writing about this and that, and they're so concerned. Don't be fooled, my people. If they cared, they would have been doing things a long time ago. We're still on the topic of leadership. We heard that a new ferry is going to be here in short order, and that they don't need any help, any government assistance. My good people, again, be careful of people who want to circumvent rules and regulations, because when they do, it is you and I that suffer. Hear me, Team MCAP, when you elect us, we'll have to find $8 million to pay one of our good people because they broke the rules. And can I tell you, the judgment was only $2 million. And we have racked up $6 million in interest because previous governments did nothing. Do you know what $6 million is? $6 million could go a long way in Montserrat. And if you put them back in, I don't think they will continue, they won't pay it. MCAP is the only government that understands good governance, the only government that shows you that they can balance a budget. My good people, I understand that the tension is high, but I need you to think and think logically. For the last 28 years, we've been changing governments every 5 years. And hear me, Ribs, I hope you're listening. As the chief statistician, it does us no good. Every 5 years, it does us no good. It takes you another 2 to 3 years to mobilize yourself, negotiate for your budget, and to start things. And we finally, as Idris said, we're in drive. We don't want to reverse. We don't want to reverse. My good people, Team MCAP has shown you not only that they care, but they know about good governance, and that matters. It hurts my heart that people are about the place, in my humble opinion, is either they don't know better or they're just good liars. In their defense, maybe it's a case that they don't understand how to govern. Maybe it's a case that they don't understand. Because I don't understand how you want to grow this economy without laying the foundation. They were there before. No hospital, no port, no fixing the utility issues. And then you want to say that you care and you can fix the economy. All of a sudden you have the answers. No, people, you gave them a fair chance and they failed you. And we are saying this reinforced MCAP team understands. Team MCAP, listen to me well. Yes, and I want you also to tell somebody. Team MCAP is the only team that understands, the only team that has shown that they can deliver. And dare I say, the only team that care. Tell me which other government paid light bills for you, gave you food vouchers. None. And then they're going to tell you that Team MCAP don't care. My good people, reject that, as Melissa would say, reject them because they have failed you. And I want to tell you that some of them are only there for their pension. They need another term for a pension. That's it. They don't care. My people, vote for people who are competent. Vote for people who care for you. Not people who are looking for a pension, not people who are malicious and want to spread lies and propaganda. What kind of leaders are those? It's scary to me that we will think about change in this government. And it is no joke. We have to take it seriously. We talk about the Constitution. The Constitution was there, was put there by who? Okay. Come on, people, the evidence are there. One government gave you a 1.5% increase. And what happened? It was taken back because they didn't follow proper procedures. And it came from the education vote, my people. These are lines that we cannot afford to lose monies from. Team MCAP gave us 6% with no repercussions. And when we get in, we're going to give you another 1%. Understand that we know how to do this. The other thing that is rattling my spirit is this talk that we are in it for the money. My good MCAP people, you understand? I want to let you know that there are some professions in the world that are on demand. And we choose to be here. We want to be here. We want to do for you because we understand how. We went abroad to study, came back, and we're still here. And now we're offering ourselves at the highest level. Again, I hear the Red Party. Ribs, you listening? I hear the Red Party talking about all kind of allowances. But my good people, listen to me and listen to me good. That is a short-term solution. Team MCAP understands that you have to fix things at the root. And we've been saying it, our salaries are small. So if we fix the salaries, we don't have to give all these allowances. And guess what? This team has already started that. We got rid of the low R scales for the health sector. We've started the revision for health and the teachers' salaries. We understand how to fix problems. I don't think they understand. My good people, the decisions we take have to ensure that we are sustainable. You have to elect people with the know-how. On the 24th of October, ladies and gentlemen, there's only one way to vote. And you have to vote for competence. You have to vote with people with the know-how. You have to vote for visionary people, for progress, ladies and gentlemen. The very last thing before I exit this stage. And it's again on leadership. Because leadership matters. And I'm telling you tonight that I'm on this stage because of my leader, Dr. Samuel Joseph. Under no circumstance would I have been with any other team. Because I understand what visionary leadership is. We need to stop with these mediocre things about who driving with their glasses up and who not talking to people. Come on, people, we have bigger fishes to fry. We are being distracted. Come on, people, don't be distracted. It is our future that we're talking about. Montserrat is being left behind. Team MCAP has done a good job. And we deserve that chance. We've earned it. Show me another government that has done so much. And when they tell you we've done nothing, show them. My heart tonight, I was so elated when I heard Idris talk about the CT scan, her own personal experience. And then they're going to say on the radio that it's not true. I am saying that Team MCAP is far from finished. We understand that there are lots of things that we need to fix still, but we've started and none of them understood how to do it. Can you imagine if Team MCAP did not have to fix the issues that the rest of them left? Brothers and sisters, we'd have been way ahead, but they did nothing. And finally, this government is performing. We have eyes to see. Yes, the port project is delayed, but finally it's off. And we're going to finish it. We promised 6% salary increase, 7%, and we gave 6%. So the one is coming. The hospital, as the Honorable Minister said, is not just a building. We're training up our people, and we're expanding our services. And my good people, when they tell you that how we're not putting monies in your pocket, that is a safe way. Do you know how expensive it is to travel? Sometimes I think that we just speak, and they think that you and I don't know better. So I want you to do as Melissa said. Reject them on October 24th. On October 24th, everybody, I'm going to exit the stage. I'm asking to vote for Siobhan Chewitt. I'm asking to vote for Jamil Melissa Greenaway. I'm asking you to vote for Quenston Buffon. I'm asking you to vote for Easton Taylor Farrell. I'm asking you to vote for Gilmore. I'm asking you to vote for Idris Pamela Sheikhirs Wade, Beatrice Fenton, and my leader, the Honorable Dr. Samuel Joseph. Oh, and Charlene, I'm sorry, everybody. Please vote all 9 down the line.
Who we voting MCAP? Who is supporting MCAP? Who we voting MCAP? Who is supporting MCAP? MCAP, yes. BDM, no. MCAP, yes. NPM.
Ladies and gentlemen, Siobhan for you. I'm going to introduce the next speaker like this. This afternoon. This afternoon, I gave a gentleman a ride. And the gentleman, we started a conversation. Of course, I'm campaigning. And I said to the man, I know at one time he was with us. I said, I hope you're still with MCAP because MCAP must form the next government. He said, there is no way he can be on any team that doesn't have the next speaker that we are going to talk, or that is going to speak to you. We are talking about Daddy Easton. He said, and I know Easton don't want me to tell the stories, but they tell them to me and I'm going to say them to you, so the stories are out there. This gentleman said to me that his wife passed. No, I'm not talking about who you think. It's somebody else. He said to me his wife passed. And the first person to call him was Easton Taylor Farrell. He said after they spoke on the phone, he drove to his place and they sat down and they spoke. He was in Montserrat. He was going to England for his wife's funeral. The day before he left, Daddy Easton called him again. This is what he said to me this afternoon. And asked, hey, where you be? And they worked out where they can meet. And he said, Daddy Easton pulled out an envelope and gave it to him, and tears come to his eyes. That's what he said to me. So I'm telling you, you heard one story a couple weeks ago. This is another one, and I can tell you there are plenty of them out there. We are talking about a caring man. I don't want him to get emotional before he speaks because he have to get to his thing. But I'm telling you, when I talk about Daddy Easton, I get emotional because this man is a caring man. This man loves people. This man take his earning and give it to people. So when they're talking about they're going to give half of the salary, this man has been doing it over and over and over again. I'm going to tell you too. In 2019, I went to Barbados to do a life-saving operation. People, quite a number of people gave me a little bit here and there. Daddy Easton pulled up to me while I was standing around the Johnny Credit Union area. And he went into his pocket and he gave me an envelope. The fact that he gave me it in an envelope means that he not just see me and give me. He sit down and decide that I must give Cupid something. And he handed me something in an envelope. This man is a giving man. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Daddy Easton Taylor Farrell. Boy, we can't vote for nobody else. What sister is in there?
One budge. Tell them that Easton one budge. Daddy Easton, that is man. MCAP. They say he honest, stands by his promise. Some say he's righteous, a man who Montserrat could trust. They say he's simple and love his people. A man who don't afraid to watch a spade and call it a spade. So for the
Good night, Salem. Good night, MCAP family. My Bible tells me that I must give, press down and flowing over, and I will get in return. But I don't do it for that. Good night, everybody. Tonight is the last lap for Salem. You have a very important and serious decision to make come Thursday morning, October 24th. You have one choice and one choice only, is to give this MCAP team a second term in government. Tonight I want to speak to a few points, and I think, first of all, Mr. Kernan, thank you very much for your contribution to this country, for all that you have done, for all the ministries and departments in government and our people. Thank you very much. He's not going nowhere. He's just changing over from one job to the other, so he's all right. Tonight I want to speak to you a little bit on health care. And Minister Kernan gave you a synopsis a little earlier. Health care has been one of my government's major priority. We think that in order to keep people in Montserrat and to attract others, we must improve our healthcare system. And so we came into office in 2019, and we were adamant that we'll put certain basic infrastructure in place. One, the port, and two, the hospital, and 3 and 4 and 5, all the others that we have done and that we will do coming up, including education. You may walk by the hospital and say, nothing has happened. But let me bring you up to speed, because the people out there who are running them out, they are ashamed that we were able to accomplish. Because the former leader of this party is of the impression that the only people who can achieve is him. That the only person who can get things done is him. And the mere fact that under my leadership, this administration has achieved so much, and his name is not called on it, he can't turn him. That is the problem. That is the problem. Had we used him to help to advise us, God, I won't tell everybody because of he why we succeed. Thank God he was not there. He will not be there in the future, because we can succeed. Under Dr. Sammy, we will make strides again.
Bomber drop, damn you!
I promise Dr. Sammy, he had my 150 and 60 and 70% support. Go down. Because he is able and capable. So let me put you in this spot.
Phase 1 of the hospital project has completed long ago. We gave a contract to a young gentleman from Salem, and he did a fantastic job in retrofitting the old Marcus Memorial at the hospital. Mr. Yearwood's son, what's his name? Maybe. Fantastic job. Timothy, I didn't realize that the Marcus Memorial was so spacious. When I walked into it at the opening and handed it over, I was surprised. And let me tell you what's in it now. Upstairs, the pharmacy, the lab, the medical records, and the office is in that building as I speak. They start moving in. Downstairs, the kitchen, the laundry, and the physiotherapist unit will be downstairs, and they start moving in. All the equipment for the kitchen is already downstairs. So what would happen then? Once they move in another 2 weeks or so, all those buildings that are now providing service will be demolished once the contract comes on stream. And Mr. Kernan told you that the contract has been awarded and they have accepted, and we will build it. All the underground cable for the hospital is already intact on all of it. And now a contract was awarded about 3 weeks ago for almost $3 million to build an oxygen plant building, a generator building, and the incinerator and something else. I talk about the oxygen because in modern hospitals, you don't use bottles. Your oxygen is piped through your pipes to the walls. And when you go on your bed, they simply plug in and put it up and give you oxygen. That's what we are doing in the new hospital. So once those buildings are completed, once those buildings has been completed, which we call phase 2, then phase 3, which is the construction of the main building, will start no later than the end of January 2025. It will begin. And I say that with confidence. Nobody is going to stop the hospital again. No, I'm saying it again with confidence. Nobody can stop the hospital project again. Why? Yesterday, I got a letter from London approving the extra money we need to finish the hospital. Yesterday. So the UK have promised and have kept their promise and have given Montserrat all the money we need to build a new hospital, and it will be built under MCAP from next week. Huh? The only reason why that happens is that they trust us. They have confidence in us. Our hands are clean. We don't operate on the board. Everything we do, the UK knows, and they trust this government. And once you trust them, they give you what you need.
Your vote will decide our destiny. Your vote will decide what you want to be. Your vote can protect our country's split.
Fellow brothers and sisters, PDM told you lies to vote for them. Listen to the good doctor tell you how less they care about you and your health.
Whereas this government threw out a hospital project, a project for a new purpose-built hospital, which would have solved many of Glendon's present problems. This hospital project also had large sums of money for equipment and had the space, though not equipment, for CT scanning. This government has failed to deliver on all of the health promises in their 2014 PDM manifesto, including the first one, to eliminate all bottlenecks in the hospital rebuilding project.
All they want is another 5 years of big salaries and traveling at your expense.
It's failed to hire an adequate number of doctors to ensure that one can be present on the hospital compound all the time. Glendon is not a hospital. There has been no improvement in our diagnostic capability. There has been no investment in CT scanning. Colonoscopy can still not be performed.
Did you get what they promised you? No. They lied to you for votes. You voted for them. When they won, and what did they do? Listen to the good doctor. She will tell you more. Listen. Yes.
Okay. There is improvement in diagnostic services under this MCAP administration. PDM failed to purchase a CT scan. We have done that. See, Dr. Buffon said that. They failed to buy one. PDM failed to buy a mammogram machine. Dr. Buffon said that. We bought it. MCAP bought it. PDM failed to buy an oxygen plant for the hospital. Dr. Buffon said so. PDM bought it. Dr. Buffon said that PDM failed to improve the health system. She said it, and she was a member of that team, so she knows better than any one of us. But MCAP did that. We improve it, and we will continue to improve it. Come Friday, October 25th, MCAP will continue to build on the foundation that we have laid over the last 3 years. With your help, we will continue to do it. Dr. Buffon said that PDM failed to improve the service. We have a doctor at the hospital 24 hours a day. Yes, they take a break sometimes to provide you casualty service. She asked for it. Her team refused to do it, and we did it. MCAP did it. This is success, and we did it without RT Meade as part of us. I say we achieve all of that without RT Meade advising us to tell people, and he make a get on. Let me talk a little bit about leadership. Leadership, you have to have integrity. You have to be honest. You have to have good morals. And you have to have the ability. Tell me something. When you talk about morals, when you talk about integrity, when you talk about honesty, out of Dr. Sammy, Paul Lewis, and Ruben to Meade, who have the integrity, who have morals, and who are honest, Dr. Sammy Joseph stands way above the others. His name not calling no whip on the road. He has a family life. He loves his family. And maybe loan family, you know. Never mind. That's a good trait. That's a good trait. That's a good trait. Because in MCAP, we have a standard without some people. We have a standard that we portray to the public. We are honest, decent, and respectable people in the MCAP team, and we will continue to portray that in our next term. Hanky-pankiness is not part of us. Underhand deal is not part of us. I want you to stop for a moment. Just one moment. Look around the UA team and see who's following it. I'm not saying it's campish, yeah? Not saying it's campish. Now say that. Now say that. Look around the team. Look at all the people who, for UA. Look at the character. And I say no more. I stand right there. But they can't compare to nobody. Nobody in the MCAP, none. Maybe me and Dr. Sam is stupid. But I got one wife. I got a girlfriend by the side. Maybe I was stupid. Maybe I was stupid. When night come, I go to my wife's house and my wife bed and sleep. And Dr. Sammy do the same thing. I can't talk for nobody else. And I'm not carrying nobody in my wife's house. Integrity, morality, honesty, transparency is the hallmark of a good leader. And Dr. Sammy has it. And he will lead this country forward. You see, when you have a pool of water and you throw a stone in it, what happened? You get a ripple. RT Meade and his chairman decided to mash up Montserrat. The only reason why they brought a third party in is to make sure that they confuse all of us and to make sure that we do not have an outcome of the next election. But with your help, we will have a straight outcome on Friday morning, October 25th. We will have it.
Bomber drop, damn you.
The only way out he could work when you're a leader, he now work under nobody. He was opposition leader and he realized he's not in charge and he left me high and dry in the parliament. Me one in the parliament. He thought that MCAP would have died. But I was committed that I will save MCAP. And with my help and Dr. Sammy, we saved MCAP. Not only did we save MCAP, we took MCAP successfully into a general election. Without him. Right? That is what happened to him. Right? We are capable, and we will do it again this week. We will take it again to election, and we'll win. You see me? Make a walk under anybody. Because power will fly in my head. Dr. Sammy is my leader, and I will work with him. And he does not have to look over his shoulder, because I'm not going to undermine him and throw him out. Not like some people who overthrow their leader. We will not undermine Dr. Sammy. We will support him. The whole team will support him. Charlene White, Melissa, Siobhan, Beatrice, Idris, Cranston, Pachow, and your humble servant. We will support Dr. Sammy because he has the ability to deliver.
Bomber drop, damn you.
I think my minister made a point early on. When I came into government as government leader, local government business, I hide nothing from my ministers. And a good leader plans for succession. A good leader plans for succession. Right? So when we left MCAP not dead. Because the plan was always to install somebody else after me so that we have continuity. And we have it now. When he left MCAP in 2017, he think I would be dead. But MCAP is strong, getting stronger and stronger every day. And we will continue. 35 years I'm going, and still more, because with this young team, when I transition out, the team, I can rest in my rocking chair and know that MCAP is still on. That's the beauty of leadership. But they want to create confusion. So they're telling you to vote for them and vote for us and vote for that. You can't go down that road. You can't vote for no family member on no side, on the side. All your family is MCAP family. And who is not against? Who is not for you is against you. Who is not for you is against you. So why are you going to go and give a family or friend another vote? No. You look after the family, so you can't split your votes. You should never split your votes. I'm not going to stay very long. So, Thursday morning, bright and early, I hearing that they say they want $50,000 to buy out the election. I hear USA, let me call the name. I hear UA members say they want $50,000 and they could buy out the election. Beware of the $100 in the white shirts, because there's a one belly full that. And after election, they finish with you. After election, they finish with you. They give some free drink. MCAP cares. MCAP is about your future. MCAP is about making sure that you get jobs, that your children get good education. MCAP is about that we fix the utility services, that we fix healthcare, that we fix water, that we fix the roads. That is MCAP, not a one-off belly full. No. The notion of Mr. John Osborne does not exist with sensible people. When John Osborne said, what he said? Me not say that. Bunch of people and not tall go so. Bunch of people don't fall in that trap at all. PDM and UA would want us to believe that's how we are. But we have better achievement than that. We have ambition, and we want the best for ourselves and for our children and for our children's children. And that is why come Thursday, 24th October. Whether you like MCAP or not, look at what we have done and vote for MCAP. Vote for the team. We have shown that we can deliver. We have delivered, and we will continue to deliver with your help. And so, we say goodnight to Salem. I say goodnight to Salem. And see you tomorrow afternoon. Tomorrow afternoon at the motorcade, which starts down by the field, and we go to Lookout. Thank you, and God bless.
Who we voting MCAP? Who is supporting MCAP? Who we voting MCAP? Who is supporting MCAP? MCAP, yes. BDM, no. MCAP, yes. NPM, no. MCAP, yes. UA, no. MCAP, yes. Let's go, let's go.
And so, on behalf of the people of Salem, on behalf of all the people who live between Bellum Bridge and Runaway Gut, I want to say thank you to Daddy for leading us for the last 5 years. You have done a brilliant job, and we are absolutely grateful. Thank you, Daddy. Thank you, Daddy. Before I introduce the next, I just want to repeat something that Daddy said to us just last. Tomorrow afternoon, we are going to have what we are calling a whistle stop across the island. We are going to start from Salem Park. Yeah, I'm going to say it. We are going to start from Salem Park, and we are going to come around and go straight through the island, stopping at the main centers and speaking to the people. Now let me tell you this. We want the motorcade for Langford here to Timbuktu and come back. This afternoon I passed a little funeral procession, I call it. Because I was driving and I see some cars coming down, a police outrider, and a few cars coming down. I realize, oh, it's their motorcade. But by the time I drive a few yards, the car then done. How we can let that happen? So we're going to come tomorrow afternoon to our Whistle Stop rally, and we're going to rally around the MCAP team. Now and forevermore. Ladies and gentlemen, the next person I'm going to introduce to you. Listen, what a minister. This man, he told me that when he was asked to be Minister of Agriculture, he said to the people that he's never worked in the Central Civil Service. He doesn't have much, but he's going to give it his best shot. And what a shot he gave, and he continues to give. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my profound pleasure to welcome the next speaker, the Honorable Cranston Buford.
MCAP, yes. BDM, no. MCAP, yes. NPM, no. MCAP, yes. UA, no. MCAP, yes. Let's go, let's go, let's go. We voting for MCAP. No turning
Yeah.
back.
Salem, massive good night. Ladies and gentlemen, good night. MCAP loyal supporters, good night. Yeah. Those of you in the houses surrounding Glebe, Flemings, Fritz, Hope, Happy Hill, Alveston, Old Town, good night to all of you. By this time next week, you will hear us no more. You will not be disturbed anymore. Ladies and gentlemen, I was told that this building belongs to a man that's called Walkinshaw. Apparently, he was a politician. He came on the mic one night and said, I endorse all the statements, good night, and he sat down. And he won. I'm not sure if I'll get away with that one. Ladies and gentlemen, a lot has been said tonight. And I believe the main character, the main act, the main man of the hour, the man that will take Montserrat forward is still yet to come, Dr. Samuel Joseph. Good night. Good night, Sam. All I'm simply trying to say, a lot has been said, and all of it true. You can fact check it. I want to start by saying, and to tell some people that governance, the way it is now, is not the way they left it. The procedures that are in place are completely different. What was differed is now FCDO. So all the conversations surrounding governor and her role, you need to learn. Now, I made some notes. People, this is election. You have a chance to choose, and I say choose. You have a chance to choose who will represent you for the next 5 and beyond. You can choose, somebody said it earlier, iron and clay, which can't mix. I don't know if you understand what I mean. You can choose iron and clay, people who have shown themselves before that they cannot work together. You can choose a group. You can choose a group of grievances. That was said a long time ago. All of them have grievances. Not just the people that are running, but the people that are supporting them. When you can't get what you want under the table, you decide to undermine government and form something different. I am saying to you people, the MCAP grouping is a group of young, middle-aged, and decent elderly people who are quite capable of taking this country forward.
Bomber drop, damn you.
The Jamaicans would say Bossa Blanc. Listen. Governance is not for the egotistic person. If your only reason to get into government is to say, I am minister. If your only reason is to come down to the parliament and declare, oh, this is not no power, the magistrate court have more power, you're in the wrong business. Government is about serving people. I wonder if you understand. Government is about service to people. And if you're not prepared to serve, get out the race.
Clear.
You're not going to get back your money, but get out the race. No. Premier stated before that somebody ran down to the office and signed in himself some years ago. He wasn't chosen. He wasn't chosen. As a result of that government, and Clifford, big up yourself, Clifford, remind me, 2014 to 2019 was a period of nothing. There is nothing you can show us for that period in government. Yet, MCAP, with 2.5 years of COVID, 2.5 years of shutdowns, we have still been able to manage a lot of projects that no other government before us has been able to deliver. I am not going to go into all of them, but hospital and port are the top 2. These are facts that you can see. Now we have a whole manifesto. And I'm saying to you, find some time to go and see what we are planning to do for you. It's a full manifesto. And the printer said, let me not say that. How you expect to print all of this? My brothers and sisters, I came into government, as I said before, new to government. I've worked around it, but never in it. Now, in government, you can judge me on everything I have done. I can speak about them from agriculture straight through to housing. From rezoning sand mining to planting white potatoes, it's been done. And we're not done yet. There is tissue culture, there is agro-processing, there is chicken slaughter, there are lots of things still to come. Now the Honorable Premier said, a past Chief Minister said, we don't remember. People, let that not be said of this grouping of monstrations. Let us remember that this government is the one that raised salaries. This government is the one that paid utility bills. This government is the one that got rid of the lower salary scales. This government is the one that built wheelchair accessible facilities on our beaches, looking after our people. No. I'm wearing a tie. I don't know if you all like my tie, but this tie reminds us that everything we're doing would be about Montserrat, about taking Montserrat into the next century, into the next decade. And now you have to ask yourself, who is it you want to lead you there? Who is it you want to be able to say, as a result of that government, I am better off? MCAP is that government, it goes without saying. Nobody can point to any of us and say we are involved in any sort of a skullduggery, as they call it. No one. No underhandedness. And yet they come back before you to say give them a second chance. We cannot be that silly, we cannot be that nearsighted or short-sighted or forgetful as they would want to say that we are. Listen, I want to endorse Dr. Sammy again, simply because if it wasn't for him, I don't think I would have been here. I tried as an independent, it didn't work. I worked with Dr. Sammy, and it worked. And people, you all voted for me the last time, so I'm saying, if you put your trust in me, trust me when I say I trust Dr. Sammy. I, Cranston Buffon, trust him. I could turn my back and not worry. What else could you possibly ask for? Now, when it comes to our team, it was said before, each and every single one of them come with their own accolades. Let me use that word. Every last one of them is not the bottom of the barrel that we're scrubbing to find people. There are people who are competent. They have led their fields. Listen, when I hear Pamela Keir-Wade speak, when I hear Pamela Keir-Wade speaks, it's like, where she get the energy from? I watched the piece. I don't really pay attention to the other rallies, I'm being frank. I don't want to hear what they're saying. I watched the piece and I saw a lady stood behind a podium with a computer like this the entire time. I watched Michelle in a white stood here. This Crystal delivered an entire speech. This is the caliber of our MCAP personnel. When you're going before people, one time I went before a lawyer. I had an accident. And when I went in, and I walked with the best. He's not out right now, he's in. But I walked with the best. And when I heard the other lawyer present, I said, Lord, I should have had him. I am saying to you that the people on my team are very good at what they do. Exceptionally good. And when we are going before DFID, not DFID, my bad, excuse me. Cut that out. Where's the camera? Yeah. When we go before FCDO, you need to be competent. You need to have your wits about you, or you come away with nothing and don't realize what happened. I am saying to you, with Dr. Sammy, that will never be the case. I've watched him in action. Brilliant. That's the word to describe him. So, the reason of rallies is to get you in a spirit of mind to vote. And it was said before that we fought. Years ago, we fought for that right, especially women. On the 24th, people vote. Choose the government that you want to represent you and your kids. Choose the government that can relate to you and your struggles. It's Windy Hill I come from, across the bush, up the hillside. And today I saw a book that was written by my friend Peggy. I shouldn't call her name like that. Teacher Peggy. And I'm saying to you that we were special people. We can identify, we understand the suffering. So when we pay utility bills, it's not to say, oh, we're government and we did that. It's because we understand. We understand that you need the help. And everything that we plan to do is to bring down cost of living and give you a chance to look after your families. So on election day, on the 24th, choose MCAP. I hear people say, boy, I will give you one, but I'm not sure about the rest. If you want me in government, give me my team. Give me all of my team. I would rather be a farmer than be in opposition. I am saying, ladies and gentlemen, if you want me in government, give me the group of people that I represent. Give me Team MCAP, every last one.
Bomber drop, damn you!
So, on election day, vote for progress. Vote for forward movement. Vote for a team that's together. Sometimes when we work, we can understand. Dr. Sammy said one day he went home and left the place in a mess, and when he came back, he had a whole stage. We are a competent group that's willing to serve you, not about ego. So, all 9 down the line before 9 on October 24th. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Who we voting MCAP? Who is supporting MCAP? Who we voting MCAP? Who is supporting MCAP? MCAP, yes. BDM, no. MCAP, yes. NPM, no. MCAP, yes. UA, no.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have one more speaker. And you know what? You know what? This person, somebody is going to introduce and endorse the next speaker. He wouldn't have much opportunities left. So I'm going to give him a chance. I'm going to tell you this introduction is 3 minutes long, so be patient. And I'm going to give you a chance. I'm going to give him a chance to endorse Dr. Sammy before Dr. Sammy comes.
Madam Speaker, I came forward in 1991 to play my part, but I am not naive enough to think that Reuben T. Meade alone has all the answers or is the only person who can do the job.
You know that?
I am not that naive. From the outset, it was never my intention to make a career out of politics.
So who called you back?
But 25 years is certainly enough to call it a career. That being said, Madam Speaker, I wish to formally inform this Honorable House, through you, Madam Speaker, and members of this Honorable House, that I will be resigning as a member of the Legislative Assembly with immediate effect.
Daddy, you know me now?
At the end of this speech, I would no longer be a member of the Legislative Assembly. And I will be retired after I walk out of this sitting of the Legislative Assembly on October 26, 2016, so that we get it absolutely clear. I don't need, today is not October 25th? Madam Speaker, today is October the 25th. So I said, as of October 25th, 25 then, with the TH after it, 2016. When I walk out of this sitting, I shall have retired from the electoral political arena. The decision, Madam Speaker, is not one that I have taken lightly. But in doing so, I will give persons interested in contesting the by-election to fill the seat which will become vacant shortly, maybe in the next 5 minutes, to come forward and let the campaign begin. With regard to the Movement for Change and Prosperity, I have already given up my position as party leader, with Honorable Easton Taylor Farrell taking over for the time being.
Well done,
However,
Daddy.
I have indicated to the party that it is in their best interest for the other members to immediately begin the process of selecting my successor party leader. In doing so, a new leader will be given time to shape the image and message of the party well ahead of the next general election, which is due in a little under 3 years from now. But again, it could be earlier depending on the 6,000 for my colleague, the pencil. There are some good people in MCAP, and I'm sure
Say it
whoever
again.
takes over will be a dramatic improvement with new ideas and a freshness that this island needs.
Good people in
I'm
MCAP.
tired.
Ladies and gentlemen, the best endorsement you can get. There are some good people in MCAP, and the next person who will follow him is going to be 10 times better than him. And the next person who follow the next person is going to be 100 times better than him. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to present to you the person who was endorsed just now to take the party forward, Dr. Samuel Joseph.
Who we voting MCAP? Who is supporting MCAP? MCAP, yes. BDM, no. MCAP, yes. NPM, no. MCAP, yes. UA, no. MCAP, yes. Let's go, let's go, let's go. We on the right track. We voting for MCAP. No turning back. We voting for MCAP. Forward for Montserrat. We voting for MCAP. We on the right track. We voting for MCAP. MCAP, MCAP. For this coming election. Dr. Sammy, congratulations on your victory. In the by-election, you won overwhelmingly. As a monstration, it makes me so proud to see a young man so passionate about his civic duty. But if I may humbly opine, a higher calling you'll find. We have a dreaded disease, taking Montserrat to its knees. Dr. Sammy, we need you back in the laboratory to inoculate this land from envy and hate. For
Good night, Salem.
generations,
Good night.
we faced an
Good night, Salem. 5 days to victory. As Idris said, we are pressing gas. We are going forward, forward together, backward never. 5 days to victory, starting in Salem tonight. Because on October 25th, some wanted to retire and didn't. But on October 25th, this MCAP party will officially retire them. Because they started the process today. They started the funeral march today with their 20 cars, and they're now currently having a repast in Little Bay. And that party is dead, and we're going to keep on burying them on October 25th. There's only one team that we're going to be voting for, Team MCAP, all 9 down the line before 9. Tomorrow, we will show Montserrat, we will show everybody what MCAP has to offer. So we're going to start from Salem, and we're going to go to Lookout, and we're going to show the team that we have, because there's no doubt in my mind that this team that MCAP have to represent this party and this country is the best team and will take Montserrat forward to new heights. As one of my team members says, this is no washout party, this is no washout party. We're going to create ripples. We're not going to create ripples. We are going to create waves. This is the Yellow Party. This is the Rising Sun. This is the party that will take Montserrat into the future with all the members that we have. Members who have the capacity and the capability to deliver. So when you have people like Melissa Greenaway, who has the ability to deliver, someone who I have no fear that if I leave a task with, it will get done. I don't have to worry it's going to happen. It will get done. Even if the email comes in at 2 o'clock in the night, she will get the work done while taking care, as she loves to say, of a toddler. Even while doing all those tasks, she will get the work done, unlike others who forget that they have children but want to represent Montserrat. We are the team that have the capacity. When you have people like Idris Wade, Pamela Kia Wade, that every time I drop off my children at the school, she's there, running into the classroom, making sure they have their lunch. If she comes and realizes they don't have something, run back home, calling me, Sammy, you know, I'm going to be late today because I have to drop off the children, I have to go to the hospital, my partner is not feeling well, but she still shows up. She showed up tonight with all that she's going through, which she didn't say, and she delivered for the people, and she will deliver for the people. So there's no doubt in our minds and in my mind that when I asked Idris to run with MCAP, that I made the right choice. And she said, Sammy, I'm going to think about it. And then one day she came to me and said, you know what, me make up my mind. If other people could do it, I could do it too. And she will do it. So on October 25th, she's going to be part of the 9 down the line, before 9, that we will be voting for. And then you have Charlena White. Someone who keeps you on your toes. Someone like sometimes when she calls, I don't want to answer the phone because I know I was supposed to do something and I didn't get it done as yet. And you know she's going to call and say, Sam, you did that yet? You did that yet? You were supposed to do that. You do that yet? To make sure that things happen, and under her, things happen. Someone who has returned to Montserrat to get things done. Unlike others, and I'm going to say it without apologizing, who have all the solutions for Montserrat on social media, have all the solutions for Montserrat in Canada, in the US, and in England. If you have the solution for Montserrat, come to Montserrat, live among us, feel our pain, contribute to Montserrat, and then decide you can run. We must believe in our own people. It cannot be that a party who's saying that they represent in Montserrat cannot find people in Montserrat to run and then proclaim themselves the greatest leader ever. But you cannot find competent people in Montserrat to run. Are you saying that the people here have no sense, that there's no capable people in Montserrat to run, that you have to be fighting the court system and fighting the same constitution you put in place to try to get somebody here? Is there no one in Montserrat that's capable to run? Or is it nobody wants to run with you? So if you are the greatest leader and nobody wants to run with you, you are not a leader. A leader is someone that encourages that people want to follow. A leader is not someone that walks out on their team and does not tell them. A leader is not someone that takes credit for everything that their team does and does not accept that people helped you. A leader is not someone who goes around bad talking the team and saying things like, boy, I write Gen Z lazy for you. That is not a leader. A leader is someone who protects and respects their team and defends them to the end. So, we have the team that will take Montserrat forward. And my good friend, Edith, I don't know where she get the energy from, but she has been there from the beginning, and she will be there to the end. She saw it from the Concerned Citizen Movement,
NPP, MCAP, and she will get an opportunity to serve in government because she has represented people her entire life. And we are going to reward her on October 24th by voting for Beatrice Edith Fenton. And Mr. Gilmore, we talk about sacrifice. And we talk about sacrifice for our country. And we talk about steps that people should take for our country. And that we believe in our young people. And that young people should put themselves forward. And all the leaders say it, that they have confidence in their young people. And they're here for transition. But only one leader so far has shown the ability to step aside and to give the young people a chance and to mentor the young people and to come up here and to publicly endorse the young people, not by talking, but by action, by stepping aside and allow me and others to lead, and that is Daddy Easton Taylor Farrell. So the rest are talking about they want to give other people a chance, but it is never about other people. It is always about them. It is actions that count. It is not the words that you use. You cannot say that you want to give young people a chance and on your retirement, come back after you cost the government $300,000 for a by-election to come back and say that you're running when and simultaneously say they are competent young people. But there are young people on this team who have sacrificed their jobs, who have sacrificed their reputation to run for this team MCAP. And the reason being because they want to see better for Montserrat. They want to see better for their children, for their parents, for their grandparents, for their aunts and their uncles, and they're willing to make that sacrifice. It's not about job. It's not about money. It's not about putting on your fancy hat and saying that you're a minister when nobody in the ministries want to see you. It's about leading and governing, and they're willing to do it. Any one of these young people, if they step into a government office, people are glad to see them. No one has to tell them like they tell me, Sammy, next time you travel, no, bring back a woman out here. We have to ensure that we elect people who can and will govern. And as Gilmore pointed out, he has been involved in sports his entire life. Has been involved in basketball, motorsports, young people activities, and things that he don't want to talk about. The community center that's been built in the middle of Salem. It is he who's on the team that's responsible for that, to ensure that things happen. These are people that has achieved for themselves have achieved for the people of Montserrat, have won 2 elections before, and will win this election because we are going to go out on October 24th and we're going to vote for Gilmore Papchow Williams. Because this is not about games, this is about delivering. It cannot be that you're the head of an institution knowing that money was allocated to build a racetrack, and because you want the government to look bad, you mean nothing must happen until after election. And then you come on this same platform saying how you care about young people and you care about people. Tell the truth and say you care about your 1 more year that you want because you want the pension money. Just tell the truth. People might feel sorry for you and give you, but don't come up here and tell lies. If you're interested in the young people and in the people of Montserrat and their projects available, you do the projects whether you're in government or whether you're out of government. You do not have investors only when you're in government. If you have investors, bring the investors. I can point to companies I'm involved with that's without government has functioned and has people working whether government or not. But there are those who are born with gold and silver spoons in their mouth and cannot show any investment that they have done into Monster, but all of a sudden it's election time and investors are talking to them. Reject that nonsense, and we're going to elect Team MCAP on October 24th, because this is not a joke thing. This is about us. This is about our future. This is about the people of Montserrat. And we have Miss Siobhan N.N. Chewit, who, when she comes up here to talk, and I always ask her, I don't know how you're so popular, and when she comes up and gives her 2 speeches, because she normally gives 1 speech, finishes, and then gives another speech, because she has so much to say, so much to contribute, and still leaves out all the things that she has done, all the things that she has been involved in Montserrat, from Interact, painting houses, hiking, statistics, all the work that she has done. And she is one of them who has sacrificed, willing to give up her job to represent the people of Montserrat. Because I remember, I know she don't want me to say it, that we had a conversation in the UK, and she told me she's concerned about where Montserrat is going. She's concerned about her daughter and the kind of Montserrat her daughter will grow up in. And she's thinking about, can she really keep Cassidy in Montserrat? And I remember telling her, it is up to us. We can keep complaining about how things are. It is up to our generation to make the difference and to make the Montserrat that we want. We can't keep saying other people should do it, or Montserrat is not that way. It is up to us, who Montserrat has formed, who Montserrat has educated, who Montserrat has nurtured, to make Montserrat into the place we want to be. So I knew when I asked her to run, she thought about it for a while, but she eventually accepted, because she's dedicated to this cause, to make the Montserrat a place where her daughter can grow up in, our daughter can grow up in, all children can grow up in, and every resident in Montserrat can have a better future. Which is why on October 24th, before 9, as part of the 9, we'll be voting for Siobhan N.N. Chewit.
Bomber drop, damn you!
And then we have the Honorable Easton Taylor Daddy Farrell. A man that every time I have to talk about him, I have to pause, because I get emotional talking about him. Because when I realize the amount of things that that man has personally done for me, forget about all the stories about Montserrat, but the things that he has done for me to get me into the position I am in, because without him, I knew I would not be here today. I knew I would not have won the by-election. I know I would not have won the general election, and I would not be here today without him. And I'm going to personally thank him in public tonight for all he has done for me. And if you want to see us and the young people in government, on October 24th, we're voting for Easton Daddy Farrell. And next to finally, my good friend, the next Deputy Premier of Montserrat, and I have no doubt in my mind that he will be, because if you're looking for someone who cares about what happened to people, who have lived the experience of growing up in hard times and understand what dedication and hard work is to get where he wants, it is Honorable Cranston Buffon, CCB. Who, unlike others, when he was offered the ministry, was, I don't want to use the word afraid, but he was concerned. He has never been in government. I'm now given this big job. Can I deliver? And he's a humble guy. He never said, I got the most votes. I must get this ministry. You all must do this. And I know, because I knew when the call came in, because I was there with him and he put it on speakerphone and asked me to listen. Maybe I shouldn't say that. When the other parties were calling him, asking him to switch, and offering him deputy premier and other things to switch party and to join them. And he laughed on them and said, and hang up, this is the party I'm running, this is the party I'm going to support, and I'm not changing like that. Despite the fact that people were pressuring him and said you had the most votes, he was concerned about taking the ministry and wanted other people to have it. But I must say, when you look at his performance, when you look at all the things that he have accomplished, there's no doubt in my mind that the correct decision was made, and there's no doubt in my mind that the correct decision is for us and all of us to ensure that he is the next deputy premier of Montserrat to assist me.
Bomber drop, damn you!
Which is why on October 24th, when we go into the polling booth, we're going to think about our future. We're going to think about what is it that we are voting for. Why are we here today? When we look at the sacrifices that all our forefathers have made to put us in this position. When we look at all that has transpired post-volcano, when we look at all of the other leaders who have come and said they're going to do this, they're going to do that, and you look at all MCAP has accomplished in the 3 years, as Charlene said, 3 years of 7 years of famine, in 7 years of prosperity in 3 years. When you look at the port, the hospital, the salary increase, the roads, the hot mix plant, fixing the runway, fixing the control tower, saving MUL, saving social security, making tax changes, changing the laws, which none of us talk about, when it comes to protecting our women and the domestic violence bill and other such laws. When you look at all the work that was done by Team MCAP, we should all understand that this is a team who's dedicated to the welfare of everyone that lives here. It's not about grievances. It's not that I wasn't offered a job of social security, so I'm running. It's not that I didn't get a ministry, so I'm vexed now, so I run. It's not I'm not running because I want 1 more year to get my pension. It's not running because my father has a name and I should just continue the name, but I don't really know what I'm doing. This is a team who's dedicated to the well-being of the citizens of Montserrat. So when we go into that voting booth, it is a serious occasion. So yes, we have the horns and the shouting and all that we do here tonight, but we are going to be making a decision for Montserrat. And it's up to all of us to go out in the coming 5 days and convince our friends, our families, our partners to vote wisely and to vote for Team MCAP, because this is the team that will and shall take Montserrat forward, and we cannot be splitting our votes. We cannot be coming out on Friday and say, boy, look what we do. Because we have changed government all the times, because one of the reasons is the leaders come out and they promise things that they know cannot happen. And we vote for them, and then it doesn't happen, and we get vexed, and we vote them out. And that cycle has to stop. MCAP has demonstrated that we can and we have accomplished many of the things that has been asked for the past 28 years. We have put them in place, and as EJ said, we are now out of reverse. We are in first gear, ready to ship into second. It's time to press the accelerator forward together. We are not going backwards. And that message must be sent far and wide. And we're going to start sending that message tomorrow with our motorcade. We're all going to show up in our cars at Salem Park, and we're going to go through Montserrat, and we're going to demonstrate that this is a team with a force to reckon with, and we're going to end up in Lookout and Fellowship and have a chat together. We're going to be back on Monday in Cudgehead to remind the public that MCAP is still here, and MCAP will be the government on Friday morning. And we're going to end with a party on Wednesday night, a party like you have never seen before. They think they have a party tonight, they're going to see a party on Wednesday night. And all of us are going to be there with our flutes, our flags, our people, and our yellow. And we're going to show Montserrat that this is the party to be reckoned with. This is the party that we're going to vote for. And on Friday, we are going to wake up to a new MCAP government with the first time in history. We are all 9 are going to win because there's no choice but this team MCAP. All 9 down the line on October 24th. Vote MCAP, vote team MCAP, all 9 down the line.
Who is supporting MCAP? Who we voting MCAP? Who is supporting MCAP? MCAP, yes. BDM, no. MCAP, yes. NPM, no. MCAP, yes. UA, no. MCAP, yes. Let's go, let's go, let's go. We on the right track. We voting for MCAP. No turning back. We voting for MCAP. Forward for Montserrat. We voting for MCAP. We on the right track. We voting for MCAP. MCAP, MCAP. For this coming election, we making the right decision. We have the right slate of candidates. So give us.
Yeah, so not much more for me to do, but just to repeat, tomorrow afternoon at 3:30, we assemble in our vehicles down at the Salem Park area. There are going to be so many vehicles that it would stretch beyond there. If you have 3 cars in your yard, get some more driver. No left none. We're making this the biggest motorcade they've ever seen. We're going to blow them out. We're going to sound the warning of what is going to happen to them on the 24th. So I'm asking you to tell somebody to tell somebody to tell somebody to come. And then I want to tell you that on Tuesday we're going to look out. Sorry, Monday. Monday we go to Cudgerhead at 7. And then Wednesday. And then Wednesday we have the big party where we'll start celebrating. Not that we jump in the gun, but after so much work, we have to relax and wind down. So we'll be there on Wednesday night. And then on Thursday morning, bright and early, we'll be out to make our votes. Friday morning, when it is announced, we'll be there to celebrate. Thank you, faithful people. Those of you who have been coming out to all our meetings, we thank you, and we are expecting to see you tomorrow. MCAP, yes!
Who is supporting MCAP? Who we voting MCAP? Who is supporting MCAP? MCAP, yes.